a rollercoaster of emotions. Are we going to pull off the comeback, or is it all going to fall apart? Watch and find out. But before we get to that, as you're watching me walking back from the train station after recording the match content for the first video for the channel, I've already released that first video. It was called Padel Showdown, an epic match with 2 GB pros. And I was honestly super shocked to see how many of you guys really related to it, the views, the subscribers, and all of the positive feedback that I received as well. I just wanted to say a massive thank you. It means a lot to me to put effort into something, and to see it be welcomed by people, that's awesome. So I just wanted to say thank you. After getting home, I reviewed the footage to identify areas to improve. 2 key focus points really stood out: making my overheads less bouncy and playing less tentatively. It's a work in progress, of course, but having clear goals is crucial. Playing just to play won't cut it if I want to reach the top 10 in the over 40s. As well as analysing the footage, I edited the video and then rewatched the whole match to make sure it was as epic as I remembered it to be. And a short while later, myself and Jake, who's GB's number 6, arranged another match play. After a well-rested sleep, it was game time. And first port of call, what was I going to wear? I took my time and then I picked the look for today's match play. Once I locked that in, it was downstairs for a coffee. Standard affair: coffee, sugar, and don't worry, I'm only joking about that extra sugar. I'm not trying to become diabetic. A little splash of milk, stir it, and yeah, bloody delightful. Now, on a serious note, anytime I'm about to play paddle, I overthink it, get in my head a bit, but honestly, I also just can't wait to get out there. Today was no different. Me and Jake, GB's number 6, up against Sam, GB's number 2, and one other wild card that I'm going to meet at the venue. Coffee done, out the door, trip from Southend to Ilford by train, then straight into an Uber to Rocket Paddle directly. Super efficient. Once I got there, I headed to the second warehouse to one of those courts, and I met Sam's partner for the day. Whilst we waited for Sam and Jake, we hit the court, and this is Ben. Ben plays out of Stratford, and he is filling up the last spot in the match play today. Now let me tell you something I love when I'm warming up, is when we get onto overheads, and the first overhead I get, I put it straight into the net. It does wonders for my confidence. And then I also have the privilege of doing a little half jog in order to get another ball. Fortunately though, I started to hit through my overheads, started to feel loose, and started to feel really good before the match. A couple of moments later, Sam and Jake turned up. And just to introduce everyone again, of course you know Ben by now, Sam is GB's number 2, Jake is GB's number 6, and of course, myself. After a little bit, we were ready to get started. Here are the match highlights. So Ben is just starting proceedings here, and in this match, it was definitely played at a higher aggression level, a higher pace 100% compared to the first episode that you may have seen or not, and you can watch that after you've watched this one. 15 love after a great drive backhand from Sam. So, second point here, return from Jake. Nice volley there from Ben, and he really fooled me here because I thought he was going for the smash down the centre. I anticipated that, but he went for the rouleau instead. Great shot from Ben, 30 love. And even at this early stage, I remember thinking we were in a spot of bother in the match at this point, as Sam and Ben not only were playing so clinically, but just look at that return. Gives a very easy volley for Ben to pounce on and attack. 40 love. So here we go then, Ben to serve, great lob there from Jake, very deep, but harder from Sam. Now it's us starting to take the net, but Sam then with a great lob, Jake with a lob back, and it's a Vibra here from Sam. That was super strong, don't get me wrong, but I should have been able to connect with that better, should have been able to get that block away. It's now 1 love to Ben and to Sam. Now, obviously, these are match highlights, right? So we're not going to be going through every single point, but right now, we haven't even won a point in the match yet. So, it's my serve, okay? Great boast here from Jake. Sam is good for it with a very hard but harder, and I'm guilty of this a little. I try and poach, which is good, but often on the wrong ball. This poach here led to Ben being able to take the line on Jake. In reality, I should have let that cross-court battle continue and waited. Love 15. Still not on the board. Can we change that with this point? I serve to Sam. Sam returns, and I punch that volley. Ben with a great little lob, followed up by a lob by myself. Smash from Ben. Half volley, decent from myself. Little volley battle here between Jake and Sam. We are in the ascendancy in this point. Jake now with a drop shot. Is Sam gonna get it? This reminds me of episode 1 of my paddle journey. Is he doing it? Let's go, we're on the board, fantastic play from Jake, awesome drop shot. It is now 15-all, second game. And then 2 points later, we find ourselves 2 break points down. Let's see what happens. Big smash from Jake. Epic stuff. 30-40. And just wide from Sam. Deuce. Golden point. Boom. Come on. Big hold. 1-1. First set. Now don't get me wrong. We were totally up for this. And we were playing well, in parts. Really well. We were forcing some errors. And me, myself personally, I was playing loosely. My vibras were hitting the right kind of distance, the right kind of pace. They weren't bouncing as high. I was feeling good. And we even broke. The point you're seeing on screen right now, that's the break point that we had. We went 2-1 up. But what Sam and Ben did really well is they took the net, they were really clinical at the net, and the match was played at quite a frenetic pace, which didn't suit us. As well as that, some silly errors meant that we were in trouble. And this next point is set point to Ben and Sam. A great half volley from Sam, and just like that we lose the first set 6-3. And as we changed ends, me and Jake were in deep discussion about what we were going to do because we were getting outplayed. And we decided to try and slow down the pace of the game and do much higher lobs. Let's see if that paid off. So, the first point of set 2, and something I've always got to remind myself of, is doing less with the ball pace-wise is often a really good thing to do. Take this point as an example. Played with 0 pace and we almost broke one of Ben's ankles. At the same time, if you're not playing with much pace, it's really important that you're precise with the spin of your ball. Because if you're playing slowly and your balls are bouncing a lot, then it gives your opponent a hell of a lot of opportunity to attack. An awesome cross-court Chiquita from Sam and a fantastic smash from Ben to finish. Unfortunately for us, whilst we were having a much more positive game and our tactics were starting to work, we found ourselves break point down. This is not what we need in the second set when we've already lost the first set. And I found myself being a little bit more tentative, and to be fair to myself, I hadn't been tentative up until this point in the match. Ben now with a great smash. Jake gets it back. Jake and Sam going for it. Jake now with the lob. Sam going for the smash. No, fakes it. Rulo. They break. The beginning of the second set, we've lost the first set and we're down a break in the second. This is a mountain to climb. Can we do it? We rejoin here at 3-1. It's my serve. It's 30-all. If we lose this point, we're going to be break point down, and we could go a double breakdown in this second set. Massive half volley there from myself. Jake with a powerful volley. Ben can't get that back. It's 40-30 to us. The key here, do not lose your serve. Here we go. Lob there from Sam. Jake with a powerful Bahada. Ben just into the net. We hold 3-2. Ben to serve. Now a little deep dive on myself for this point. I'm actually really happy with it. Strong return from myself. Great volley from Ben. I managed to dig out the lob. A high lob as well. And I knew here, because Ben was a little bit further away from the net, anything that I'm getting back, providing it was a somewhat defensive smash, I'm going to play to his feet, which didn't need a load of pace. So I kind of just sliced it and floated it down to his feet, which meant that he had to play up. And of course, he's hit the net on this point, but if you see me, I'm coming into the net regardless to follow it in, because if it comes over the net, it's going to be an opportunity for me to actually attack that ball. So yeah, when I saw that back, I was like, it's cool to know that I was doing that automatically. And also, we need a break, and it's now love 15. And then a few points later, we found ourselves with a break point. Ben to serve, Jake with the low return, nice volley there from Sam. Jake now with the lob, pushing our second set tactic into play, and a slow slice to the feet of Sam, well responded to by Sam. Sam now with the boast, and it goes just wide. We have broken, tactics seem to be working. It is now 3-all, second set is the comeback on. Well, over the next few games, we really started zoning in. Our tactics started to work on a deeper level, we started controlling the game further, and it felt really good. It felt like the changes that we were making, especially from the first set to the second, were working. And then we found ourselves at set point to take this one into a championship tiebreak. Serve from Ben, lob return there from myself, and this point really is all about myself and Ben. Vibra a little bit bouncy if I'm being honest. Volley into the space. Lob here from Ben. And my Vibra here leaves the line open for Ben, and he sees it. He's hit it down the line. If this goes in, we lose our set point. It beats Jake. Just wide. Myself and Jake take the second set. Let's move into the championship tiebreak. But here we are in the championship tiebreak, which is essentially the first to 10 points. And I'm super disappointed to tell you this, but we did not hold on to the momentum we built from the second set at all. We did not hold on to delivering the tactics from the second set that worked for us. And speaking just for myself here, I just wasn't consistent enough. There's a hell of a lot of errors, unforced errors I would say as well, in this tiebreak, which really frustrate me when I'm watching them back. And definitely things that I need to improve upon for sure. At a time when you're meant to be really locking in, really zoning in such a critical part of a match, when you put so much effort into that second set to get back into the game, looking back at this tiebreak, and you're seeing it right now too, there are at least 6 points that we lose that I am completely to blame for. Whether it's a poor lob, poor execution of a vibra, poor return, nudging the ball, not reading the ball well, and I know you guys may say that I'm being too critical on myself, and I do respect that, but at the same time, I feel like I have to be, you know? Because these are things when I look back on that I do honestly get frustrated with, because if I want to reach that high level, you just got to be more consistent, you've got to be better, especially when it really matters. I respect that errors are part and parcel of the game, they're going to happen, but for me, as I say, some of the shot selection choices and my execution with it, some of my tentativeness, the way I was nudging the ball, not bending my knees for a return, those things are really critical things that I need to work on moving forward for sure. And I was so disappointed to do so well in that second set, and in actual fact, play really loose for a lot of the game, to then come into this tiebreak and not showcase that. That is a real shame. And that's not taking anything away from Ben and Sam. Ben and Sam were super clinical. They really did lock in over this tiebreak, and that's why they performed so well. Here we are at match point to Ben and Sam. Great return off the glass there from Ben, volley there from myself. Jake here with the drop shot, and check out this shot on match point from Ben. Awesome finish, awesome cross-court shot there from Ben. They win it 6-3, 4-6 and 10-3 in the tiebreak. Awesome job to Ben and Sam. And I just want to say a big thank you to Ben for playing an awesome match. Massive thanks to Sam and Jake for being great pros. Genuinely really cool seeing you guys play, and I'm learning a lot for sure. And whilst this was a loss today, it's all part of the journey. A lot of positives to take on board and some elements clearly to work on too. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the match, and also, do you get tentative and nudgy in critical parts of matches, or is it just me? If you've loved this video, then please drop me a like, drop me a comment, and drop me a subscribe. Would massively appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.